Welcome to my new video series where I talk a bit about some upcoming games I'm excited for. I've meant to start this series for a long time, but the game we are talking about today finally forced me to do it, since I cannot think of a more deserving game to kick off this series with. So my story with this game actually started around 2014 when I saw the first trailer for it. In the trailer there was this cute little mouse exploring some dark hallways of an underground dungeon, and it instantly reminded me of Secret of NIMH, a kids movie that I loved when I was little. From what I could see in that trailer, Ghost of a Tale blended cuteness and darkness in a similar way that the Secret of NIMH did. And well, it also had mice and rats in it, so I was really interested to see what the game has to offer. Unfortunately, after seeing that trailer, I didn't hear anything about the game for a long while, and managed to forget it even existed for a while. Until 2016, when I saw it hit early access on Steam. And now that I have played just about everything the early access portion of this game has to offer, I'm gonna share what I learned about Ghost of a Tale with you guys. In Ghost of a Tale, you play as this little mouse named Tylo. You have been captured by rats, but helped to escape from your underground prison cell by a mysterious stranger. Your wife and son are both missing, and in order to find them you need to escape this fortress heavily guarded by rat soldiers. The gameplay consists of some simple puzzle solving, platforming, and of course stealth, while you try to avoid attracting the attention of the rats that patrol the dark hallways. You can sneak, run, jump, and use different items like candle to light your way in the dark, or oil vials to make floors slippery to make guards fall on their asses. In terms of difficulty, the game is really easy, and you'll find yourself in a death screen very rarely. This might be because of this being an early game area, or the game is aiming to be more kid-friendly, which wouldn't surprise me since while the game has some darker stuff and drills in it, it's rather light-hearted at the same time, and if you ask me, its atmosphere and mood is presented in a great balance that supports the lore of the game world. If you happen to fail to sneak past the guards and get spotted, you'll have to run to the nearest hiding place and wait a little while for them to stop searching for you. There is this rather interesting system in Ghost of a Tale that combines your health and stamina bars into one, so if you get hurt by the guards you cannot run as long of a distance. I really like this idea, but unfortunately in this early access at least, it didn't really get to shine for me since the guards never really had any chance of catching you, because they are very slow and very stupid. While I'm not the most critical about how difficult I want my games to be, I really hope the difficulty gets cranked up or fleshed out a bit in the final release, perhaps with some other enemy types. Imagine how freaking terrifying it would be to run into a cat in this game's universe. The early access portion of the game didn't include any form of combat, aside from throwing bottles into cars' heads. But after checking the game's official site, there was some footage of combat showcased there in an alpha trailer from 3 years ago, so maybe there will be some kind of combat system included when the full game releases. But the early access portion of the game was heavily focused on stealth and exploring the fortress. While you progress through the fortress, you meet different NPCs that actually have some personality. I love the playful dialogue the game has going on in here, and every NPC interaction was very enjoyable for me. In this early access area, you will return to these NPCs for different quest lines to progress or skills to be learned. These skills include stuff like making guards' footsteps make a visual aura, or simple stat boosts like stamina recovery. This being a stealth-heavy game, most of the quests available are simple fetch quests that will send you to explore different parts of the fortress. Luckily, the level design of the fortress here is damn impressive. It has a lot of secret places to find and great elevation, with explorable sewers, dungeon, courtyard and towers. Oh, and did I mention how freaking beautiful this game looks? Both the art direction as well as the graphical fidelity of the game doesn't exactly scream early access to me, since everything down to animations have been handled with great care. There's multiple different attire sets in the game as well that when worn appear on Tylo. Hell, these clothes on top of having different defense stats even have lore written for them, and when wearing a matching set of clothes you are granted different bonus effects, like NPCs or enemies reacting differently to you, opening easier exploration or access to new dialogue and quests. Details like this could have easily been left out by the devs and people wouldn't even complain about it, but the fact that the game has all of this just shows the attention to detail in this project. I couldn't believe my eyes when I read from the game's official site that this game is mainly created by one guy. He has gotten some help for certain things in the development, but for something of this high quality, the fact that he mainly works alone is really impressive to me. From a little bit more technical view, the game ran smoothly for me on my GTX 980 Ti with every graphical setting maxed out, with just a couple of occasional hiccups in frame rate every here and there. And I only countered a handful of bugs, of which none were major. Sometimes Tylo's model was visible outside of a cover while hiding inside a closet, and I had some moments where I couldn't for the life of me grab some ledges that I was clearly jumping towards to and were climbable. I played the game with Xbox 360 controller since I prefer playing most games with a gamepad, so sorry I didn't even test how mouse and keyboard works for this game. But with the gamepad it worked without a problem. So after completing everything the early access area has to offer at the moment, which is around 3 to 4 hours of gameplay at best, I was really impressed about Ghost of a Tale, and while looking into the distance where I saw those areas that I couldn't access yet, I was anxiously craving for more of this world and more of these characters, and I cannot wait to see what the game still has to offer when it hopefully releases next year. Thank you everyone for watching, and if this video piqued your interest in the game, be sure to check it on early access to support it. Spread the word about it and visit the official site ghostofatale.com for more info about the game. Take care.